Welcome to the Lost in History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. With his arm in a cast, German rocket engineer Wernher von Braun stands next to his brother Magnus after surrendering to U.S. forces on May 2, 1945, in the final moments of World War II. On May 3, 1945, in Germany's final war days, an American soldier rests in the bed of German General Hermann Göring, just after the U.S. Third Army took over his residence. In West Berlin, residents lifted their children so grandparents on the east side could see them, as the Berlin Wall's division prevented families from meeting freely after 1961. During his 1989 visit to the United States, Boris Yeltsin toured an ordinary Houston supermarket, impressed by the variety and abundance of products available. A 1967 aerial photo shows industrial waste being dumped into the Cuyahoga River, with pollution plumes flowing toward Lake Erie near Cleveland, Ohio, a scene that spurred future U.S. environmental laws. In 1936, amid the Great Depression, a landless sharecropper family was documented living in precarious conditions and traveling in search of work. In 1941, during the occupation, a German soldier posed beside a statue of Stalin in Novgorod, a city severely damaged after its capture by German forces. A bakery in Leningrad, Soviet Union, during the 1950s symbolized the city's recovery to daily life after the difficult war years. In 1944, the FBI's massive fingerprint archives were stored manually on shelves with thousands of civilian and military agents cataloging data crucial for World War II investigations. During the 1940s World War, women were encouraged to skate to work under the Do Your Bit, Skate to Work campaign, conserving fuel for the war effort. In 1899, French underwater photography pioneer Louis Boutin captured the first underwater photograph using a modified camera with a magnesium flash in shallow waters. In 1974, filling up a car cost only 48 cents per gallon, a common sight before the oil crisis when prices were still low and fuel consumption was rising in the United States. In England's 1953 Mr. Universe contest, Sean Connery, at 6 feet 2 inches tall, competed in the tall men's category and placed third. A motorcyclist from the Women's Royal Naval Service served in the early 1940s, playing a vital role in wartime communication by carrying messages and documents over long distances. In 1954, Marilyn Monroe visited wounded troops in Japan. The soldier on the stretcher had his back immobilized and needed to lie face down to recover, yet he still managed to smile at the star. In 1920, a disgruntled boy wrote "liar" on the wall of a dental office that promised to be painless. A fully geared motorcyclist poses with her motorcycle in the 1920s. In July 1957, 2 months pregnant Marilyn Monroe was photographed on Amagansett Beach, New York. At the time, she was married to playwright Arthur Miller and expecting their first child. In 1929, Al Capone was photographed relaxing in swimwear on Palm Island, Florida, during a rare leisure moment, maintaining a public image of wealth despite his illicit activities. From 1918 to 1920, Leola N. King served as the first female traffic officer in the United States in Washington, D.C., directing traffic at a time when the role was male-dominated. Children in a Classroom in Stockholm, Sweden, in 1908, showed how public education was already valued in a country investing in literacy as a foundation for social progress. This record shows wooden desks and period clothing. Sister Mary Kenneth Keller became the first woman to earn a Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science in the United States in 1965. She helped develop the basic programming language and advocated for universal access to education. Behind the scenes of Metropolis in the mid-1920s, an actress is fitted for the metallic Maria robot costume, one of cinema's first android figures. Sanitation engineers in London oversaw the construction of a new sewer system after the Great Stink of 1858, when the extreme odor of the River Thames spurred modern urban sanitation solutions. In 1953, the Syrian contestant posed elegantly in a beauty pageant, reflecting an era that valued sophisticated dresses, well-styled hair, and refined poise. In 1928, women washed bedding in natural hot springs around Reykjavik, Iceland, taking advantage of the region's geothermal heat. In 1959, gold scales at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York were used to weigh precious bars with extreme accuracy, highlighting the security and control system for verifying stored gold deposits. In 1918, New York's Hotel Astor hosted a lavish automobile show, displaying the era's most advanced car models, bringing together manufacturers, high society, and automotive innovation enthusiasts. Two teenage girls adjust the tuning on a portable television in 1949. At that time, compact televisions were a novelty and a symbol of modernity. The valve-powered model displayed images in black and white. In 1960, the Supreme Federal Court building in Brasilia was under construction as part of President Juscelino Kubitschek's plan to inaugurate Brazil's new capital. In the 1980s, children walked to school in Halloween costumes, colorful masks, capes, and spooky outfits, demonstrating how enthusiastically the holiday was celebrated in schools. In 1896, Athens hosted the opening ceremony of the modern Olympic Games, drawing over 60,000 spectators and athletes from 14 countries to the Panathenaic Stadium. In the 1933 Kentucky Derby's fighting finish, Don Meade and Herb Fisher engaged in a physical altercation immediately after crossing the finish line in a photo finish race. In 1970, Walter Botts, the model for the iconic World War II Uncle Sam, attended the opening of the Uncle Sam's Newsroom Restaurant and Lodge. In the 1930s, an ice block delivery man made his rounds delivering ice, essential for preserving food in ice boxes when home refrigerators were still uncommon. In the 1970s, a truck converted into a swimming pool, known as the Swimmobile, toured New York neighborhoods to bring leisure and refreshment to children in urban areas without access to clubs or beaches. In the 1890s, Payne Bluff stood out in this photo of the Caslow and Slocan Railway in British Columbia, Canada, a line crucial for transporting ore through the region's rugged mountains. In the 1930s, a gas station in Florida served vehicles as attendants pumped fuel, capturing a typical roadside stop in the state. In the 1970s, Soviet Union, a color television factory represented the state's heavy investment in domestic electronics production to serve its population. At age 11 in 1912, Charles Lindbergh posed with his dog, years before he made history in 1927 as the first pilot to fly solo non-stop across the Atlantic in the spirit of St. Louis. In September 1960, the first televised presidential debate between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon aired in black and white, marking a turning point in politics and media. Authorities inspect one of the penstock pipes of the soon-to-be completed Hoover Dam, straddling Nevada and Arizona, one of the 1930s largest engineering feats. In 1922, a motorcycle rode through the Champ de Mars in Paris, France, near the Eiffel Tower, serving as a bustling symbol of the era's modernity. In 1915, San Diego's Santa Fe Station opened to welcome visitors to the Panama, California Exposition, becoming an architectural landmark. In 1922, motorized carts emerged in England as a novelty, combining practicality and contemporary technology with small gasoline engines to transport children over long distances. In 1903, Edward Llewellyn caught the largest white sea bass ever recorded, weighing over 180 pounds, off the coast of California, using heavy fishing line. In 1919, motorcycle polo, a radical variation of traditional polo, was played by thrill seekers in California, drawing crowds and resembling the era's automotive polo. John Lennon holds his Rolleiflex camera in his attic, wearing a button that reads, "Still love the Beatles," in an intimate, relaxed moment. A yew hedge planted in England in 1720 is considered one of the oldest and tallest living fences in the world.